Hey traders, John Howell here. Man, the gold market and the silver market go boom to the downside. And because we have gotten broken to the downside, I wouldn't be too surprised to see a lot more downside to come, and it's probably going to get a lot worse. But I do have some good news for you guys. Let's get straight into it. Don't place a trade based on what you'll see in this video because there is no guarantees of making a profit in the market. It takes you a long time to become a good trader. So this video here is just to educate you to become a much better trader. Alrighty traders, let's get straight into gold crashing. Before I do start guys, I've actually put up a brand new must see trading. I'm going to walk you through if you're wondering about how do I trade the markets for income, cash flow trades, I'm going to share that with you when it comes to the first section. Then I'm also going to share with you two markets that I see that are in a supersonic, that have just started what I call a super cycle boom. We've already started it. We're just starting right now. And also going to share the targets with you. So if you look at the loan A cash flow strategy plus two awesome markets that I believe are going to be going astronomical boom for the rest of this year, then just go to johnsfreetraining.com, link in the description. Go check out that right now, guys. Now, what happens to the silver, gold market? Also the tech sector, right? Tech sector really got hit hard today. A lot of the banking sector, the XLF. And if we do this here, right? If we go to, let's just do this here, right? So if we go to the XLF, as you can see the financial sector definitely had a very big, nice move to the upside. A lot of the banking stocks really were definitely on the move today. Mining stocks got hit pretty hard. That was expected, and that's where. And I was also saying to my private clients, I'm just like, I wouldn't be too surprised to see these mining stocks roll back over again because we're on a downward leg here and nothing's changed here yet. So, and also gold. I didn't know where gold was going to break, but since we've got a break to the downside, we're probably likely to go for another dip to the downside. So this here, guys, after this pullback. So we had a strong move down, a move up. I was saying, are we going to break up? Are we going to break down? I don't know. And remember what I said before? If it breaks down, we're likely to go down. If it breaks up, we're likely to go up. And all you guys are like, me. Oh, tell me something new, John. Well, guess what? We broke down. So we're likely to go down. Simple as that. Okay? And looking at gold, we're probably like, we may even get like a little bit of a bounce where we are right now because we are at a bit of a support level. You bumblebees. I was just, it's like, I was thinking about some of you guys in the chat box when I was thinking about the comment, right? Where it's like, if the market breaks down, it's going to go down. If the market goes up, it's going to go up. And like, oh, duh, John. It's like, no. Anyway, we got the breakdown. So guess what? That's now give us confirmation that we're going to get a probability now of a follow through. We're probably likely to have a bit of a bounce because we are at a bit of a support here. But I wouldn't be too surprised even if we had a little bit of a bounce or some movement, we're probably likely to flush through and cut back down. And I would say we're probably likely to test these lows, even flush these lows, moving into gold. So gold is looking quite weak right now, not looking good. And the same for silver as well too. Now guys, just so you know, my interactions with this short-term view has nothing to do with where I see this thing, in 5 years time frame. I've always had a minimum target when it comes to gold of a 3,000 target. On the short term, guys, guess what? For the next 6 months, and as I even said in yesterday's video, if you watched it, we're probably going to get a lot of bit of a shake and bake here, right? Shake and bake. We're going to be going sideways for a bit, up and down, and then maybe next year we go for that bull run. If you watched yesterday's video, I talked about with mining stocks, also gold, and stuff like that. So maybe we're just continuing to be in this short-term movement here, okay? Now, if you are short-term trading, then you must have a position where it's good risk, not risking a lot on your account, and also a place where, okay, I'm in a trade right now and I'm getting out now because it's simply not working for me. Because, guys, trading successfully is all about having losses as well too. You realize that, right? You can't avoid losses. So stop trying to avoid losses and start following something, right? If you're not following a plan, then don't come crying to me, right? It's like, oh, John, I lost all this money in the markets. What sort of plan, what plan were you following? I didn't follow any plan. I just got into this market because it looks like it was going to be a good idea. And the market robbed me and the market's rigged and all this sort of stuff. And I can't believe the rigged and, and the big sellers, the big guys, the big fat cats, they shorted the market and they flushed it on me and I got stopped out and I lost all this money, blah, blah. Just stop being a little bitch, will you? You're the one who lost the money. You're the one who put the trade on. It wasn't the fat cats. It wasn't because the market was manipulated. If you lost a lot of money in the markets and a big, large percent of your trading account, then what the hell are you doing? Seriously, what the hell are you doing? It's it's your own fault. If you lose a lot of money because you're trying to make money really, really quickly, or stop being a little bitch because it's your own fault. Guys, I've done that myself. I've lost so much money in the past. Well, my first 5 years, I've been trading for 16 years. It hasn't happened for 10 years now. But when I first started, I was the same thing. Right? I was like always trying to make money really, really quickly. And I'm like, it never worked out for me. But if I just have good risk management, put on good positions, be patient with them, and have a good trading plan, then guess what? Then you start to do really, really well. So that's what's happening with good old gold. Gold is continuing now to roll over. We had a move down. We've now created a what? We're now creating a lower high here in Z markets, a lower high in the markets. And we're also now breaking to the downside with the 52 rolling over and heading down. So with this strong bar breakdown, I would not be too surprised. Let's have a look at the GLD here for a minute. Yeah, and look at this here. Even on the GLD, we actually completely broke out and broke down. Bit of a large gap here. So a lot more weakness is to come, guys, I believe. On the short term though, okay? Long term, I'm an investor in gold and I am for this decade. But for this next 6 months, we're still probably going to get a lot of shake and bake, just like the mining sector. So the good news is that if you're an investor and you're an accumulator, this probably is going to be a good time over the next 6 months to accumulate more before we see that. Just like with Bitcoin, all right? People weren't happy. When Bitcoin flushed from, I think it was like 11,000 down to about 4,000. I'm not sure if you guys remember, but I think that's what happened. We had a big, massive flash crash, right? A big, massive movement down. And the big guys were accumulating then, right? They're buying up. And then guess what? It went from like 4,000 to 10,000 to 60,000. That's what I believe what's going to happen with gold. But what I just said there is not like in one day. We don't go to 4,000 to 10,000 to 60,000 in one day, right? What do? We flush down. We pause for a little bit, we go sideways, it goes up a little bit, goes sideways. That may last 6 months, and then something out of nowhere, we've gone from, silver being at 2,000, and then before you know it, it's at 4,000 or 5,000. You know what I mean? Like that sort of stuff. So that's the thing I like about it. And guess what I'm doing? I'm accumulating even more when it comes to this because I believe we're likely to see more upside. I'm not doing it yet, but I do have my positions where I'm like that. I'm a long-term hodler on the good old gold market. And looking at the silver price as well too. Silver price has had a big move down. We've got a bit of a support where we are right now, but once again, guys, I would not be too surprised to see, looking at this once again, SLV price. We've got this high, and let's actually go to the silver price here. So we have this high point, lower high, and a rolling over. So guys, guess what? The trend is your friend until the end, right? Remember, that's what. If you've been watching my videos about the stock market, the trend is your friend until the end. Well, this short-term movement on the downside we've been getting, high, lower high, breaking past previous lows. Yes, we have a bit of a support here, but if I delete that, then now the line's not there, it's not going to stop there anymore, right? Don't we do that? Don't you notice we do that? It's like, actually, you know what? There's a bit of support right here, so it's probably going to bounce. And then the market flushes down, and it doesn't bounce off there. And then you're like, oh, man, it didn't bounce. Where's the next support level? And then you try to find the next support level. Where is it? Where's the next support level? Oh. So to me, the next major support level for me, guys, guess what? Is down there at 22. And by looking at this here, we have a bit of short-term support level here. But looking at what we're seeing right now with silver, don't be too surprised, guys. If this silver move on the downside is the start and the makings of a $22 silver. It's probably going to get a lot worse, guys, before it gets a lot better. I do see long-term movement, but hey, on the short term, I just follow the markets. I follow the charts. I'm just the messenger. Don't shoot the messenger. I do see within the next 5 years, maybe 10 years, maybe it's going to take a lot longer than that. I don't know. that we're going to see supersonic boom, but that's the good news. The bad news is that just be prepared, guys, all right? Just be prepared and don't be freaked out by this movement on the downside. And if you are freaked out, then what are you doing in the markets, okay? If you're trading the markets, what plan are you following? What pattern are you following? Oh, John, I don't follow a pattern. Well, you idiot. No wonder you're losing money. Don't come crying to me, right? And then it's like, okay, cool. And then guess what? But if you're investing, well, investing is like what I did back in, you know, when the virus situation happened, right? When the stock market was crashing, guess what? I was buying call options. And then 6 months, 12 months later, guess what? I was selling out of them, and making a whole bunch of money. Right now, we've got a big drop down to the downside here. After all this sideways movement, we're probably likely to get now a follow through on the downside. And again, same for the SLV price as well too. But the silver price, as you can see, is what's happening here. And we're probably likely to see now a continuation and a follow through now on the downside. The trend is your friend until the end. We have high, lower high, lower high. We have both moving averages now trending down. The stream is trending down. We've had a sideways phase for a while. Now we're getting a strong breakdown bar. So next week is probably going to be a very bearish week for the stock market or for gold and silver. And that's just the short-term investor, guys. I'm just analyzing what the market is. But this is actually good because if you're looking for short-term shorting opportunities, there may be something there if you have a plan. If not, well, that's where you need to start. And that's actually a good segue into finishing this video. Guys, if you need some sort of a plan, if you're losing a lot of money right now when you're trying to trade the markets for income, then learn my trading system, damn it, right? Just learn it. I teach you all this. I teach you exactly what to look for. Take it, move it, create a plan around it, and then start to use it. All right? Go to johnsfreetraining.com. Start to learn my trading system, right? Start learning some system that you follow. If you're just gambling in the market, then guess what? You're going to keep losing money. And then also I give you a bit of a bonus, plus the two markets that I see astronomical moves. I've already invested in these two markets myself. Even some of my private clients have done as well too. And I personally see astronomical moves in these two bonus markets where I see like a supersonic cycle already happening. And I've already invested in it. And for the rest of this year, I see by the end of this year, I see so much higher prices than where we are right now. And that's what you're going to experience in that bonus training there. So if you'd like to learn what those two markets are, where we are right now and where I see those things going, plus also my number one trading system that I use to look for generating income from the markets, then just go to johnsfreetraining.com. Go check that out right now, guys. And I'll see you in the next video.